Somewhere east of Suez, where the best is like the worst, a crowded continent swarms with people, with palaces and poverty, with fear of life and faith in the hereafter. A sublime faith of fanatics who hold a river, the mighty Ganges. Mystic India's 350 million people believe that these are holy waters that wash away their transgressions and purify them spiritually. Pilgrims from all parts of the nation make their way periodically to the holy city of Benares with its Hindu temples and ancient ghats which line the river's banks and look down upon the devout. Even the wearing apparel is washed in the sacred Ganges. Religious rites that the Occidental can never understand disclose the thoughtful, the serene, whose prayers are all for everlasting life, life without pain and poverty, life without trial and tribulation. Delhi, India's capital city, the citadel in centuries past of many a Maharaja, scene of strife during the Indian Mutiny, of gorgeous pageantry under the British rule. Delhi is typical of India with its swarming people and animals, particularly the ever-present cow. The Hindu religion teaches that every soul eventually passes through the entire animal kingdom, and the cow is regarded as sacred because the devout believe it is a form of life which more fortunate ancestors have attained. Even in the busy bazaars, these useless animals are allowed to roam at will without molestation. Here, as everywhere in India, people literally live in the streets, buy, sell, eat, and sleep. It is of little concern to them that a cup is rarely washed. Pesky, bothersome flies are in abundance, contaminating and consuming all exposed foods. But who cares? Nobody tries to keep the sidewalks or streets clean. Fakers are everywhere. Not all are beggars of alms, but mostly religious fanatics who, like this one, deliberately inflict punishment upon themselves. His ordeal is a bed of sharpened nails. This faker hopes to attract an audience liberal with coins, as the thin, weird notes of his pipe are supposed to lull the deadly cobra into a state of hypnosis. Strange practices in mystic India. Here outside Puri, again is proved the claim that India is people. People more than land, more than cities, buildings, or mountains. Multitudes who are part of a system of caste that regards millions as untouchables. It is the untouchables who throng the streets for the accession of the Juggernaut, Lord of the world in Hindu belief, the God of the people in whose presence all classes are equal. The hands of frenzied pilgrims, all eager to gain the great God's favor, rush to the job of helping adorn the massive monument, to crown it with the wheel and flag of Vishnu. The giant image of Jagannath is raised to the platform of a colossal car of unknown antiquity, where the huge idol towers above the heads of the people. The crushing weight of the great vehicle makes its progress slowly as hundreds of the faithful drag it through the streets. For several days it will roll slowly through surging masses of the untouchables. At times some have been crowded beneath the giant wheels, giving rise to the belief that the Juggernaut, in that way, invited peace to those who perished beneath its staggering weight. But all that is Indian is not people, poverty, and superstition. This beautiful palace of the Maharaja of Baroda is a symbol of another and a vastly different India. It is the home of the enlightened ruler of an Indian province of 3 million subjects, chief executive of the most progressive and most industrialized domain of India, and one of the richest men in the world. The park within the palace grounds is a beauty spot of tropical foliage and massive fountains. India is not all filth and poverty. It, too, has beauty. Slender girls in the palace grounds rehearse a traditional dance that has come down through the ages. The music, too, is traditional, as are the instruments that pour forth notes and strains peculiar to the land. Every little gesture is symbolic. A gold-encrusted carriage, followed by a guard of soldiers and servants, contrasts the plain and lowly life of the multitude. But it is the people themselves who demand this splendor for the rulers. Administration duties in this vast land are many. Service to the people stamps a Maharaja with a term of greatness. Much has been done by those rulers who have risen above the system of Indian caste and have brought the standards of India's government into harmony with the world at large. In preparation for a parade or some official ceremony, a Maharaja's elephants must be gaily painted and adorned. Note particularly the artistry that went into the designing of a tiger around the trunk and eye of this old fellow. When he winks, it is hard to believe that you are really looking at an elephant. Rupkali is the favorite. His head bears another clever adornment, the image of an elephant. But what's this? A smoke? Well, why not if he enjoys it? After all, he is the favorite. Indian elephants can be trained to do anything their huge forms will permit. Now, a ceremonial procession with all the pomp and splendor that India can produce. A ruler surveys all from the back of his biggest elephant. This, too, is India, as much as her millions who live in squalor. India, whose temples and palaces, whose traditions and rites come down from a history written long before the dawn of modern civilization. Here, within a land of mystery and want, of plenty and poverty, here at Agra stands the Taj Mahal, most tender memorial ever erected in all the world to the love of man for woman. Completed in the year 1650 by the Emperor Shah Jahan, in memory of his favorite wife, the Sultana Mumtaz Mahal, it is of pure white marble on a vast marble terrace, with its majestic dome reflected in the quiet pool between dark cypress trees. Truly, a lovely pattern of sentiment woven into the strange fabric of mystic India.